let's do a quick overview of what I'm going to do here. One of the things that you'll notice about my desk area is that the horizon moves up right over there. It gets real bright in the late afternoon here until sundown. I put this green felt on here to help stop the reflective part of that, because it was just intolerable to me. I have trouble with light. Word is photophobic. I don't like really bright lights. So what I'm going to do is I never have been happy with this because it's dirty. It's hard to get clean, and it balls up. And I bought one of those things that how's it go again? That gets the balls off, and it's been okay, but it's not been great. It's not what I wanted. So I'm going to walk through. You can go to the big box stores and you can buy the little carpet pads. Well, just go over to the carpet sample place and just pick them up. So I keep these to move stuff around, and this thing here will scat-a-ka. I mean, it'll scar your floor up real quick. So what I got here is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna overturn this table onto that piece of material there that I got. I kind of want a cowhide, but I can't see spending $300, $400, $500 on that. That wasn't very much. So the tools that will be used are my air compressor. I love that thing. I admire this machine so much. I bet I haven't used it in a long time, and it's still holding about 90 pounds of air. I bet you I haven't used it in 2 months here. And there's my Metabo hose. I've got my 100-year-old hammer. I've got my micrometer. I'll go into that later. Ice pick, staples, pneumatic staple gun, obviously. The tacks, some brass tacks. And I think Mick gave me these pencils. I use them now and then. They're really quite nice, those white grease pencils. Some hemostats. There's the little pin kind of thing we're going to be using. Some nails. I got to change that thing out. And I got to get my drill. And I like this little mandible, little jaws thing, a chuck. And so I've already got the drawers out. Yeah, I know. Well, I live in the country, so sometimes I have to make a statement. So one of the things that I've done here, and I've done almost everywhere I've ever lived, maybe we all do this, is you end up kind of wiring in your desk. You know, I got my old Yamaha amp there, and finally found some speakers to go with it because the other speakers dried up. And I got my little switch over here where I run my big sodium light and my fountain, and I charge up my phones and everything. So this is it's time to start this project. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this out here. We're going to put those down here so it won't mess up my floor any more than it already has. I'm way yonder from having to sand the floors. Not going to be a problem. So we're going to flip this over onto this carpet with this material laid out very carefully, and we are going to staple it, cut it, and as we all know in upholstery, usually the stuff you see holding the upholstery ain't holding it. There's something underneath it, glue or some tacks of some kind. So I think I'm just going to make this better. I am thinking about what I'm going to do to darken, or I just think I'm going to get some matte paint and just paint that again, just like the mattiest, flattest paint I can paint it. But this thing here, it just sits there. It doesn't. It looks like it's part of it, but it's not glued in or anything. It's just a piece I cut. That's one of those using paper things to get the angles and just get some butcher paper. So let's move my chair back, and I don't know if it'll pass through there or not. Don't think it will. It'll get back far enough. So this thing, it's fearsome objects are amplified, you know. So this thing is fearsome. This is one heavy table and the desk. And the good thing is I can get my really good shop vac out with a bag in it. that you have to tape up so it won't leak. And vacuum all this out. Get all the stink bugs and other stuff out from behind here. And we're going to have some fun. Let's see, where's my drill back here? Let's see if it's back here. Yeah, there we go. There it is right there. These are good little household grills. And I use them to raise and lower the blinds outside too. So yeah, I've kind of gotten to where these are just adequate for, at least for me in the house. I don't think I would use these down in the barn. Might, but I got my big Bosch down there. So, okay. All right, let's get to work. Okay, I got my carpet bits down there. I'm ready to flip it over. I look behind there, and yeah, I got there just in time. And I'll tell you something else I got here. I've got an FM antenna outside up on the side of the house, and boy, does that ever help. Man, I listen to the radio probably more than I listen to the computer during the day, and that FM antenna is great. I don't care about AM antennas anymore. So anyway, I want to get this as clean and smooth as I can. I don't want to, you know how it is when you cover something, you get a bump on it, and then you got to take the whole thing apart, which I wouldn't do, because this is going to be too hard to do, and way, let's see what we got out of that. Oh, bunch of green stuff. What do you know, huh? Big wads of green. I think I'm going to do that a couple of more times and just make sure this is as level as playing field as I can get. That's a good little tool. So I'm going to have to do it again because I just dumped it out all over everything. I think we're ready to flip her. So I measured from the base up, minused out the overhang I need to go into here, and I think I got her about right. So when I put this on here, it's not going to move around too easy with the felt and the backing on this. And I would tell you what this is, but it doesn't matter because everybody will want something a little different. So I think that's going to, if I can get that to land on there, it'll probably take me 10 minutes to staple it, and then I can flip her back up again. And I'm probably going to do something about putting the carpet back there at the back feet, just so it'll be up a little bit. It won't be up much, not enough for me to even notice. But we'll flip her over now, see what happens. I started to flip her, and I thought these tracks would hold in there, but they didn't, so I put a little duct tape on them so they won't mess up down here or bend those or scratch that or whatever. So let's look at it one more time. And then I think, where are we? We said somewhere around 25 inches. Oh, whoa. Okay, hang on. 23, 24, 25. So I'll show you what I did from down there to there, and that space there is the lip space. So I did walk on this a couple of times. I don't really want to do this more than once. Okay, so I think I got the eagle ready to do its landing here. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put you right here, and we'll see what it looks like. So now I kind of got the mojo on how to, I've seen that one before, on how to get it to tip over. Okay, are those going to stay? I think. Well, let me tape these off too. There's some in the bottom. I just feel better if everything's taped off. Hang on. I just barely can live on the edge in these parts. I probably need to move to the North Pole or Antarctica or something. Okay, so the other ones, I had 4 more to tape off. I kind of forgot about those, so there's 6 I taped off. Just little bumpers here. Okay, let's try it again. Alright, nothing wrong with doing it 2 or 3 times as long as you end up doing it right. Try not to lose my toes here. Alright, put your feet against the base of the desk so it doesn't move much. You go, This thing is so flippin' heavy. I probably should have put a stopper down there of some kind, but other than my fingers, I think that's what we're gonna do. Let me put a block down there or something. And then we'll take it out in a minute. What have we got like that? Okay, well, give me a minute. We're gonna fire on this one more time in a minute. I think I got it. Just didn't think it was gonna be that heavy on the down low. Okay, I just laid the hammer down. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. So let's try her again. And that'll be just enough room for me to save the digits there. Oh, okay. Harder. Okay, here we go again. Let's see where the hammer ends up. Okay. All right. Just see. I don't know if you saw that or not, but I was able to get my fingers out of there easy. Oh, those were the days. Oh no. This house was such a disaster. And I didn't want to move the desk, but I can get some vacuuming done there, can't I? Well, me and the spider's lost its life here. So let's get them all up in the mouth sucker. That's that thing I made to put the radio on. That's why it fits so well, because it was custom fit. See how it scratches up the floor? So, this is my little wiring extravaganza here. Okay. Alright. So let's vacuum. But that was that nasty color that was here. See, look around now. I got all this green. I had to paint the ceilings because of that fire over there on the cow rods. But so, sure looks a lot better, doesn't it? Hey, look at that. I knocked my little guy down. He don't have overalls, but that's sort of looks like Daphne. And what I do is I make him, he kind of stands there like that, see? And then there's actually a Aurora motor hanging up on the motor hoist in there. What is that? That's 63 T-Bird. Okay. 1, 2, 3. They all look kind of the same, but they're all different in their trim package. All right, let's not get... okay, let's see where we are. We got a couple of inches here. Got a hammer there. We got a couple of inches here. I'll put you back on the floor in a minute after I get this vacuumed, and we'll move it on over here. So you might wonder how I got the hammer out of there. This is an old cable passage, and I just was able to pick it up just enough with 3 fingers to, oh, what's the problem here? Alright, well, that'll be good enough. I just didn't like the way the light came through. I'm a sensitive guy, so I got it all vacuumed. I'm going to be using that again later. And you can see where my FM wire comes up out of the floor, nice and clean. And it kind of looks messy, but it's not. This old desk has been beat up pretty good, but God, it's heavy. It's got composite board in it, but it also is got some better woods too. It's about all you could hope for. Composite board's so stable, so I can understand why people use it. Okay, well, let's flip this thing on over, and we'll see where we land. Yeah, I'm wearing a robe. Alright, she's probably going to go boom. I don't know. Everything's staying in place here. Put your foot back there and hold her steady. Oh good, I'm going to have some leftover. That wasn't so bad, was it? I don't know what that's all about. Oh, the rubber feet came off. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just get some nails. Maybe that's not a good idea. And just nail carpet here, but then the nails will scratch it, won't it? Okay, well there she is upside down. And, alright, let's see how we landed here. And I'm going to pick up on the table and kick back with my feet and get this thing tight. So I got enough, this is what I was talking about earlier, I got enough to go across there, and I'll trim all that up. I don't want anything hanging down. I got enough on this side and enough on this side, and I'm just going to staple it like it is. Okay, so there you go. It all looks, see, that's the kind of thing that's scratchy. I'm going to find a way to get that carpet in there. if I got some, maybe these tacks I got, I don't know, I have to think about it. So the other thing you got to think of if you're going to do that, I've got enough of them, got a whole stack of them over here. Well, at least it didn't go down the, I'm going to show you everything that happens, you know, within reason. You know, we all make mistakes, don't we? Okay. So if I could probably get it on this, wouldn't that be nice? That would sure make it easier to move around. And I don't know what the reason for that was. I don't do no good. And that was them. That's their staples. That would be probably the way to do it. Is just get my staple gun and staple them. So which side would you use? I think this side, because the staples will go in further. Let's do a little test run on that. And I think that's a good idea. Do I have 8 of these? Yeah, well, I gotta make a note to get more of them. Yeah, I got 8 of them. I think that'll be okay. We'll staple those on. That's a good idea. I like it. And it's an 049-10-370, in case you were wondering. Whatever that means. Well, I'm liking this idea. This is working good. Yes, sir. All right. We'll get to the actual project here in a minute. Okay, I have it tacked all the way around, pulled on it a little bit, just to make it taut. I got these in. That's going to be fine. Going to make life a lot easier for me. So I got my new blade. I did a tool review on this some time ago, and you can go back and look at it. The Lynx Gold. And this is just my new favorite sharp weapon here. I carry it with me wherever I go. Okay, so let's trim this off. Put some more staples in it. Oh, the crows out there. They love it out there. They found a little water hole. Oh, look at them. Yeah, see, they got a little water hole over there till I finish the pond. And they just love going around the edge of the pond. I guess there's bugs and worms and stuff. And they just dig that out there. Okay, so let's trim all of... Why did you make that funny noise for? Camera. A Cambot's always making funny noises. So let's trim all this off and see what I got left. Maybe I can use it to recover something else. I don't know. It's kind of the same color of the interior of the TR4, but I don't think there's anything in there I need to do. All right, let's trim this off. Okay, so let's make sure not to crush any of that stuff. We'll double check that in a minute. And like I say, there she is. And wish I could do other than vacuuming that. Okay, so she's all tacked and tight. And I got the corners looking pretty good. That razor knife is just the cat's. So let's let her down. It looks like we're all squared up here. And before I push it back, I gotta remember to plug this in. Okay. So I'll have my stereo and my speakers. Okay. Well, let's let her down. I guess it's kind of been fun watching that. All right. So, okay, put your foot on it. Pull right here. Okay, let her down easy. All right. So, hey, I landed on those. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm not too scared of not having the squares where I need them, because now I got the feet under the thing. Okay, there's that. I'll have to pick up some more of them. Okay, let's take a look. And I think we're ready to flip her over. Okay, make sure that's all clear. Okay, all right. Well, let's keep going and we'll see what the top looks like. We'll look at it together. So let's put the camera there. Ooh, well, I just saw it. It Let's see if I can get my fingers under it. Nope, I'm gonna have to do it back here and get her to balance maybe. No, that ain't gonna work because I can't leverage my back and body that way. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to pick up a side. Oh. All right. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll see if I can. Well, sometimes when you're by yourself, you end up in places like this. Let's see if I can pick up. Wish those holes were further down so I could get a little bit of leverage on it, maybe. All right. So we're gonna let her down easy. All right. So we're gonna get a little heat gun here, and there the top of it is, and yeah, I think that's gonna be fine. Okay, it's gonna be fine. I like it. All right. So I knew there were folds in it, so that's why I tried to pull it as tight as I could. Now I can still go around and adjust it. You know, I can do stuff like this, which I think I'll do. Sort of just roll around and see if I can pull it a little tighter. I don't know, maybe I just ought to leave it alone. I think that'll settle in. If it doesn't, I can't pull it tighter later because I'm getting ready to do something a little more permanent. Okay, Derek's working on that old Riviera. Okay. All right. Let's get our plug in back there. And let's see how she moves. Ooh, like she's on grease. All right, good. I lost those two. Let's see if I can get them back. You got to remember to put the stereo in because it's not one of those where the plug's in the back of the stereo. It's a permanent thing, so you have to plug it in back there. And now I can just move this around all I want to. So let's get the AccuVac and vacuum that up some. And now I'm going to practice back here on what I'm about to do with the trim package here, because there will be a trim package here. I'm glad the vacuum cleaner's still out, and I can move this chair up. And I'm kind of bushed. Okay, maybe I could borrow somebody's iron. I don't have an iron. Don't need to iron overalls as a rule. And anybody that does iron overalls has a whole different set of problems. Now I've got these brass pieces here, and I've been working and fitting, and you end up with something like this, and that's going to be my corners. I'm going to staple them from underneath, and then kind of work them in with some nails, and that's just going to be a little corner piece there. But it ends up looking like something you wouldn't recognize. It looks like a couple of chevrons. Okay, so I'm going to use that to cut my other pieces, and I've got a template now, so I'm not going to staple this up till I get there, and I think that's going to be fine, and that's going to be part one, is doing the corners. So there it is now. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! So I did a little bit of hammer work here, and you just have to sort of understand, once again, you're working on percentages, and then there's some staples up in there, and then I'll be able to finish what I'm going to do here with these things here. And I got a work surface. That's nice. Only makes sense, doesn't it? And oh, I'm not using tin snips for this stuff. I don't know which size this is. I think it's the 003. Let's see, 3 thousandths. And it's going to be all up to you. But the micrometer will show me where I'm going to put my little nails, and that's going to look nice. Okay, so I've got my first little keep spinning it on the way out. Put your old material up here so you'll have something to. So there's where the hemostats come in with the little nails. And let's see, I don't think I'm going to need that. I might have got a little bit too rambunctious on. I did. I might have drilled a little bit too deep there. That's okay, we're going to put another one. And I might have to trim that anyway. But that's okay. It's sort of a, if I get the next one in and I'm a little bit more careful about it, I'm going to put them this far apart, okay? So I think that's the thing to do. So, alright, so don't drill so deep. Yeah, those are some little shallow things. I thought I got some that were a little longer. But just for reference, 0.31 inch. I thought 0.31 inches was a little bit more than that. Small round. Okay, well, I'll just be more careful. I probably have a smaller drill bit than this, but I don't know. This will be fine. Just maybe just barely going. Let's see what the next one's like. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so here's the second one. Yeah, baby. Okay, that's going to be nice. I got all them little holes drilled. It only takes a second. Okay, just got to trim that off. It's driving me insane. Okay, I've got 2 corners on, and I think that looks pretty good. I mean, you know, holy cats. I don't do this kind of work every day. So now it's time for these boys here, these little fellers. And then we're going to go all the way across the back and up the sides, and then I put the desk back. I don't know how long this is going to take, but this is where the white pencil's going to come into play, and I'll show you that in just a minute. I'm pretty happy with that. Very happy with that. Some good nat light here. So I measured this. It's a little over 1 inch between this ledge and the bottom ledge, and I've got 5.5 on here, and I got my can't do both. I got my grease pencil, and I tracked along right here to get where I'm going to put these in. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure the thickness of the pin, which I think is about that much. Okay, just right under 1/10 of an inch, and then I'm going to take the hole, and then I'm going to divide that in half and add the remainder. So that's 4.5. So let's try 2.25, and that's I'm not holding the camera there, I'm thinking about something else. Okay, so that's right there at it. So you lock that in, and you transfer it to over here. The other thing you could do is just use the head of the thing. But battery exhausted. So you could use the head and sort of just go at it that way. So let's put a couple of these in. I gotta leave in 5 minutes. How many of these think I can get in 5 minutes? 5, 6 maybe, if I'm lucky. Okay, so now we can get some in so we can get a look at what it's gonna look like. Good way to look at it. So I'm measuring, got one in. I'm measuring and then using this old ice pick to give me where I need to go. So let's see if we can get a couple more in before I gotta go. So I'm relieving these a little bit with my Stupid Jacob's chucks. That's like the 5th time I've had to put that dumb thing in there. I want to get 5 in here before I gotta go. You might hear a cricket at any time. Alright, so that's pretty good there. I'll take that, and you can kind of adjust as you go along, but I feel like that's going to be just fine. Now I wanted to do this back edge so I could get some practice. Okay, I might have to find another marker. That marker's just not really doing it. Maybe I'll go back to a Sharpie and do it that way. That might be better. So this is why start on the back end. Okay, so all right, so got it. Where my thing is? Where's my thing? I hate it when you lose your thing. I'll find it in a minute. And I have decided to use this brown Sharpie here, and I've measured again, and so instead of the grease pencil that didn't seem to work so well, I'm just going to go, oh, see, I'm going too far north there. I'm just going to try to just use my little bent pinky there and try to just give me a line to work with on these things. That one's a little bit too far down, but that's okay. It's visually pleasing. So let's see if we can get some more in here. So here's where we are, and I have figured out that I can just do that, and that'll leave me a hole. Grab one of these, put that there, and then it's moving along. Okay, well, that's all I got. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's very beautiful myself. Okay, and I'm looking forward to getting all this done 1/2 inch at a time. I think that's pretty straight. My methodology of using the micrometer, people make gauges all the time. This is just the way I did it. Alright, cool. And I'm going to get back on this tomorrow. So far I've been using it, and it's a much more tactile, beautiful feeling, you know, than just the felt. The felt was dirty and dry and everything. I can actually clean this. So anyway, all those lights you see are just reflections from the desk behind me. So this is a little bit of my personal world, and let's get back to 1/2 inch at a time. I love stuff like this. It's so satisfying and gratifying to do something like that. Every time you come to your project, you'll say, I did that. Very important. Character building. It is the next day, and this is where we are, and I think that looks pretty cool. We had a chair when I was a boy that I used to just love, and we had a picture of a pirate or something up there behind it. I remember him well, and I just loved that chair. I just loved all this work, and I've always wanted to do it, so I'm doing it. So when you get to the end, you're gonna have to start being careful about your spacing, and make sure that it kind of looks good. So pretty soon I'll have this done and the sides done, and I can put the desk back and get my life back in order a little bit here, and we will finish up. But I got to do the sides. It's 1/2 inch at a time. It's very slow, but it's very rewarding. Look how good that looks. I am just thrilled by that. So once again, you get your ice pick, and I'll do one for you. And you get your micrometer, not your ichrometer, your micrometer, and then you put it in the little hole there, and then you just tap her in. And that's all there is to it. And then I'm going to space out whatever happens down there. I don't know yet, but we'll look at it in a minute. Well, we're a little more than halfway there, huh? So there's this side, and now I've got that side, and it's shaping up. So let's put on that last brass corner. 3/4 of the way around. I've got that down there. I've got that painted. I decided there was too much red here. That was sort of a red hue on that stain, so I painted a different color. I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. So we're to here. All I got to do is go across the front, but I won't put that piece back in there and then push this back, and then I can kind of get my floor back. I sort of did the math on this, and I was right. Got lucky. These are, somewhere around a 1/2 inch or so. And I sort of did the measurements, and I'm down to the very last one in this box. There are 300 in a box. That's the very last one. So I've got, 22 inches left. Fortunately, since I kind of tried to figure it out, I got a whole nother box. I guess I'll do something with them, but I would have been short. And I don't like that. So let's finish this out. And got a nice little... Hey, I know what I can do with this. I'll use this in my little drawer over there to keep stuff in my little the drawer, as my mother used to call it. Everybody's got the drawer in the house with all the stuff in it. So that'll be a nice little container to hold stuff in. I like that. Okay, well, let's finish on out here, and then we'll wrap her up. Ooh. 053. You know it's good. 343 is my closest estimate here, with one to go. So I'm going to I've been using this, that's why they look so good. But when you get to the end here, you just end up in the middle. So I'm going to get the old whacker here. And then the last one. Okay, you get it started. And this is the very last one. I usually hit them with more velocity and kind of let the hammer do the work, but I kind of want to be a little bit more dramatic there. Okay, so let's put it, I got the radio in. Let's put it all back together and see what it looks like. And be careful of the T-Rexes. Pseudo Sue. Pale Ale. Never heard of it. Not a sponsor. Never had any. Who wants a fake Sue? I don't know. Whatever. Alright, I've put everything back together. It took me quite a while too. Alright, well here she is. I think once she sits here for a while. I guess I am tired. Once it sits here for a while, it'll settle out. So let's get up and take a stance backward here. That just really I didn't really realize how the handles would look. So that's really nice. I don't know where that remote is that runs the overhead light, but I don't think we need it. I think that's good enough, and I'm very pleased with the whole thing. I'm very pleased that I got to do it inside. And I'm very pleased if you give me a thumbs up and like and subscribe and all that other stuff. And I've got some more stuff for Daphne, so you can just look out there and it don't look good. I mean, it just looks terrible to me. So I wanted to get this shot in before the sun kind of kept coming around the corner. And I'm just so pleased. It's over, if you consider all the nails and everything else and staples, there's probably more than 500 wax at this thing, between the staples and the little nails on the corners and the big nails, decorative tacks. So that's the way it is. Thanks a lot. Thanks for sharing time with me. Talk to you later. Bye bye, guys.